We're all gonna DIE, my lovely viewers, as today we are going to be talking about and reviewing the new album from the Amity Affliction called Everyone Loves You Once You Leave Them. This is the 7th studio album from Australian metalcore band Amity Affliction, and the follow-up to their 6th album entitled Misery, which garnered mixed reviews upon first listen and still mixed to this day. But I personally enjoyed that album, but it's not my favorite. I would probably say Let the Ocean Take Me is my favorite from them. This album has a lot of mix of Misery's more electronic sound, mixed with the hard-hitting guitars and the drum, mixed with Aaron Stringer's melodic vocals and Joel Burch's fiery, crispy screams. And without further ado, is this album good? Is it worth listening? Do I have a cucumber up my ass? Stay tuned to find out. The album starts out with an intro track that provides an insight into what to expect from the album. Previews of interesting and soothing melodies mixed with intense screaming from Joel Burt, along with hard-hitting instrumentals that provide a contrasting sound that go together surprisingly well. COFFIN provides a pump-up track that also incites a theme of everything could seem perfect on the outside, but being broken on the inside can never really be fixed. And I can actually understand that theme throughout the album. All my friends are dead! I will bring their India! First, I'm surprised that this song is on the album, considering the song was released back in September, and that was about 5 months ago. Even mixed with the sound of the album, this track is very high energy and more metalcore inspired like their older material, as they have been moving towards a more post-hardcore sound that has also been working for them very well. The chorus is a little lackluster, but I believe that Joel's vocals in the verses and Aaron's soothing melody in the chorus mixed in with the more up-tempo beat mixes in very well. I actually saw them play this live back in October when I saw Sum 41. And Amity was the opener for them, and it definitely triggers the reaction I'd expect from the track. Intense ability, reliability, and just insanity. When the dreamer dies, so dies the dream, turn me inside out, so... The song has a lot of meaning behind it, with a lot of subjects, with subjects talking about broken dreams and being taken by cynicism, by what everyone expects from the Amity Affliction, with using the term soak me and bleach, meaning to cleanse to people's standards, and the song also expresses themes of past experiences with the band members as well, talking about Joel Burch's sobriety and Aaron's depressive episodes. Stuff that they also talked about on This Could Be Heartbreak and Let the Ocean Take Me. Lots of about expressing a mental health and using this type of upbeat production that has a lot of contrasting lyrics, with Joel pretty much screaming his heart out to express how broken he really is. This song has a lot of moments that I enjoy, and I'm glad that this is a go-to song at concerts, because on the level of All Fucked Up, it brings a lot of tears and emotions to the music. I got the feeling on this track that it talks about having great things in life but still having dark thoughts all the time, and pretty much saying that physically I have everything I could ever want, but mentally I have nothing. And there are a lot of Misery vibes on this track, and even though I did enjoy parts of Misery, I don't like the more popular tracks that Amity produces, so this is not one I would suggest to a friend. This track actually begins with a similar synth pattern and sound to Maryland rappers such as Logic and his earlier work, which I admire because it sticks to the theme of Baltimore, and obviously Aaron Stringer is a big fan of the Baltimore Orioles and the Baltimore Ravens, which... me too, buddy. Which I find kind of funny because they reside in Australia. The song has a sound and mix of All Time Low mixed with August Burns Red, and those are two different genres of music to combine. But that's the vibe I got off of this track. I'm kind of mixed on the song though. The instrumentals are very unique, but it doesn't seem like an Amity song. But after second listen, I have grown to like it. The guitar solo does revive this song mixed with the catchy chorus, which I also enjoy. So overall, this was a pretty good track. This song is a track that only consists of Aaron's vocals mixed with a very soft ballad type beat, and I'm not a big fan of this track. You can definitely feel the emotion in his voice, but it's a very pop-like track, and it's also a very short track as well, only a little over 2.5 minutes long. This doesn't seem like a song that would come from Amity Affliction, but if Aaron did a solo album it could fit, but in the sense of this album, I don't think it fits very well. This is a pretty good track though. It actually reminds me of my favorite Amity album, Let the Ocean Take Me, and it's a very typical Amity track, as most of Amity's music is based around the idea of death and mortality, and I think that's why it works so well. The instrumentals are definitely the best part of this track. It's very soothing, but also provides Joel's face-melting vocals. This is a track that also provides a sense into the theme of the album as well, and Forever is one of the tracks that could also be a commercial alternative hit, but that's just my opinion. This is probably my least favorite track on the album, especially because there are some songs where there are just finger snaps through it, and that is most prevalent in this track. I'm not a big fan of finger snaps. It just makes everything seem way too mainstream, and it just makes it seem as if it's not a real type of track that people would like to do. It's a mostly throwaway piece of pop that I'm pretty sure not many Amity fans, including myself, would like. It also bugs me that this is a very boring track as well. Not really anything to mention, and instrumentals that are just kind of generic. The song actually starts out promising as we get to a pretty built-up drum drop, which leads to nothing. Nothing at all. But I will give that a pass because Joel's vocals seem a little bit more aggressive on this track, and I believe it makes up for it. I believe this could be referring to Amity's friend who died in a car accident when they were young, but that could just be my thoughts. And the bridge is also great, leading up to the high and low screaming vocals, which I haven't heard much of from Amity, and I believe that they should try that a little bit more into a thrash type style, like All My Friends Are Dead. First listen, I believe that this was a Hell Yeah track, as it does have a Hell Yeah sense to it, like their song Love Falls, but I like this song a lot. Aaron's vocals are probably the highlight of this song, as he gets into his high register and sings in falsetto, really expressing his versatility of his singing voice, and providing a smoother sound next to the hard instrumentals. You can definitely tell a lot of work went into this track, and I love it because of that. I know that I should be happy. The song is actually the sister track to All My Friends Are Dead, so you already know that it's going to be a fast-paced, hard-hitting metalcore classic. And according to RN, they wanted to end the album keeping it, quote, heavy fucking metal. And I like this thrash metal style from Amity. I'm surprised they didn't utilize that sound a lot more with the synths on this album. And also an awesome breakdown in the post-chorus from Joel. And I'm going to end it by saying, Catatonia! Okay, that was Everybody Loves You Once You Leave Them by the Amity Affliction. As we know, we have a 4-subject 10-point grading system on this channel for albums, starting off with the lyrics, meaning the vocals and the lyrics itself, instrumentals, how good the instrumentals are, arrangement, how put together the album is in entirety and the flow of the album, and enjoyment, which is my personal enjoyment of the album. Lyrics, we are going to give it an 8 out of 10. The lyrics are the same things from Amity about mental health, depression, death, and loss, but the vocals have a lot more emotion behind them, and you can tell that they believe what they're saying. And that's always a plus when the artists believe their own words, which you wouldn't believe happens a lot of the time. Instrumentals are going to get a medium score of 5 out of 10. The instrumentals had a lot of shifting in them, with some songs being behind metalcore, to pop, to thrash, to post-hardcore, and it just didn't seem as an Amity album instrumentally, but I don't want it to say I didn't enjoy the instrumentals. I definitely did, but when the songs in an album sound very off, besides the familiar synths for all of them, it doesn't really tickle my fancy that well. Arrangement is going to get an 8 out of 10, kinda in the same boat as what I said in instrumentals, except that the theme of the album, all of the songs mixed together well, and they have a somber tone to them, and it never threw off the flow of it. I did want to give it a 10 for this category, but after what I said in instrumentals, it's definitely not perfect, but it's not bad at all. Enjoyment's gonna get a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I like this album, and as you can see, that everything besides instrumentals got an 8, and I can't really say anything else. It was a solid effort from Amity Affliction. Adding up all the scores, we are gonna get a 29 out of 40, and that adds up to a 7.25 out of 10, which will put it in the same boat as Eminem's Music to Be Murdered By, but I'll actually rate it above M's album, mainly because I enjoy it a little more than M's album. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hope you guys will be kind enough to subscribe, like, and comment, and also give me some suggestions for upcoming albums that you want me to review. And yeah, that will be all, and I will see you guys later.